Basic tools for economic analysis. Economics as a science relies not only on statement, but also on quantitative and statistical techniques in formulating or testing its theories. Diagrams and graphs are indispensable visual aids in many aspects of economics. They help in the collation and analysis of figures that help in the formulation of informed opinion on various phenomena. 1. Table. A table is a list of facts and figures arranged in an orderly manner, usually in rows and columns, showing a relationship between two or more variables. Features of a table. 1. It is usually arranged in rows and columns. 2. It must have a title. 3. The units of the figures given must be shown. 4. The title of the rows and columns must be well stated. And 5. The source of the data must be stated where necessary. Advantages of a table. 1. It is a simple way of presenting data. 2. It's very clear and easy to understand. 3. It creates room for easy comparison of variables. 4. It saves space and materials. 5. Pattern of movement of figures or relationship between variables can easily be noted. And 6. It helps in data interpretation. The disadvantages of table are: 1. It is not suitable for further statistical analysis. 2. If there are more than 2 variables, the use of table becomes very complex for analysis. Graph. A graph is a line or lines that shows the relationship between 2 or more variables. The lines or lines could be straight or curved. Characteristics of a graph. 1. It must have a title. 2. The dependent and independent variable must be clearly labeled. 3. The scales of the horizontal and vertical axes must be clearly stated. 4. The source of the data must be indicated where necessary. Charts are in the form of pictorials and charts. 1. Pictorials. This is a presentation of data in the form of pictures. The next one is charts. And charts are subdivided into simple, component, and multiple bar chart. Simple bar chart. This is a graph having rectangular shape with the same thin widths and various heights on the same plane and the same distance apart. 2. Component bar chart. This is almost like the simple bar chart. The only difference is that in a component bar chart, each bar or rectangle is divided into different segments, and each segment represents the portion of the different units of the component data that make up the whole data in each bar. The next one is multiple bar chart. This conveys the same information as a component bar chart. However, whereas a component bar chart is illustrated by using one bar, a multiple bar chart makes use of many bars. Advantages of bar charts. 1. They are very simple to construct. 2. They present data in a very concise form. 3. They give room for easy comparison of data. 4. Component and multiple bar chart make it possible to compare various proportions of data in a single chart. Their disadvantages are: 1. They cannot be used for complex analysis. 2. They are not useful for further statistical analysis. Pie chart. A pie chart is a diagram consisting of information represented in a cycle which is divided into different sectors. How to construct a pie chart? Step 1. The sum of the angles in a cycle is equal to 360 degrees. In order to draw a pie chart, the various angles representing the different classes have to be calculated. Formula for calculating the various angles is number of students in a class divided by total number of students in the school multiplied by 360. Step 2. To check whether the various calculations of the various angles is correct, add all the calculated angles. It must be equal to 360. Otherwise, there is an error somewhere. Step 3. Having calculated the various angles, draw a cycle with a pair of compass and use protractor to measure the angles accurately. Note: if the angles of a pie chart are already given, or the total figures of the data, to calculate the various individual quantities, follow the following steps. Example: assume in a class of 42 students, the following angles in a pie chart showing boys and girls are 240 and 120 degrees respectively. Calculate 1, the number of boys, and 2, the number of girls. Step 1, given angle divided by 360 times given number over 1. 2, number of boys, 240 over 360 multiplied by 42. That gives us 28. 2, number of girls. The angle for girl was 120, so you put that over 360 times 42. The result is 14. Example 3. The population of 5 towns in a particular country in 2006 is as follows. Town A, 50,000. Town B, 100,000. Town C, 25,000. Town D, 12,500. Town E, 12,500. Present this information in a pie chart. Solution. Step 1. The total population of all the town is taken as 360 degrees, which is the total number of angles in a cycle. Step 2. Find the appropriate angle representing each population size for the 5 towns. This is calculated as population of a town divided by total population times 360 degrees. Hence, town A, 50,000 divided by 200,000 times 360, which will be 90 degrees. Town B, 100,000 divided by 200,000 multiplied by 360. The result is 180 degrees. Town C, 25,000 divided by 200,000 times 360 degrees. We have 45 degrees. Town D, 12,500 divided by 200,000 times 360. The result is 22.5 degrees. Town E, 12,500 divided by 200,000 times 360. The result is 22.5 degrees. Step 3. Draw a cycle and mark the appropriate angles representing each town. Where you are asked to represent the data in percentage, follow the following steps. Step 1. Take the total population to be 100%. Step 2. Place each angle representing each town over the total number of angles in a cycle and multiply it by 100. Thus, town A, 90 over 360 times 100 over 1, which is equals to 25%. Town B, 180 divided by 360 times 100, which is 50%. Town C, 45 divided by 360 times 100 over 1, which is 12.5%. Town D, 22.5 divided by 360 times 100, which is 6.25%. Town E, 22.5 divided by 360 times 100 over 1, which is equals to 6.25%. Step 3. Draw a cycle and mark the appropriate percentage for each town. The next one is histogram. This is a graph of a frequency distribution. It is a set of rectangular bars that have their bases as the intervals between the class boundaries and their areas proportionate to the frequencies of the class. The values of the variables are scaled along the x-axis, while the frequencies are scaled along the y-axis. No gaps are left between the bars, as it is the case with the charts. Example, draw a histogram using the following information. Class interval, 21 to 30. Frequency, 2. 31 to 40, 5. 41 to 50, 7. 51 to 60, 9. 61 to 70, 11. 71 to 80, 8. 81 to 90, 5. 91 to 100, 3. Solution. In order to draw a histogram of the above data, we make use of class boundary. Thus, we convert the class interval to class boundary, and the result is we have 20.5 to 30.5, 30.5 to 40.5, 40.5 to 50.5, 50.5 to 60.5, 60.5 to 70.5, 70.5 to 80.5, 80.5 to 90.5, and 90.5 to 100.5. Note, since the class intervals are equal, the base of the bars must be equal. 2. The modal class is 61 to 70, since it has the highest frequency. The next one is frequency polygon. If successive midpoints of the tops of rectangular bars in a histogram are connected by straight lines, the resulting graph is called a frequency polygon. The next topic is data collection and presentation. 1. Ungroup data. These are raw facts collected from the field and have not been processed. 2. Array. These are arrangement of facts either in ascending or descending order of magnitude. Facts or data, when arranged in ascending order, look like 2, 5, 10, 17, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 80, etc. On the other hand, in descending order, we have 80, 60, 55, 50, 40, 30, 25, 20, 17, 10, 5, and 2. Frequency distribution. By frequency, we mean the number of times a particular observation is recorded. It refers to the number of times an individual figure or element occurs in a given distribution. Frequency distribution is a tabular arrangement of data collected in array together with their frequencies. Example: class, tally, and frequency. Under class, we have 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, 51 to 60, 61 to 70, 71 to 80. The frequencies are 3, 1, 2, 7, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 20. Example 2. The following set of data represent the ages of passengers on a particular trip. We have 20, 10, 40, 25, 30, 25, 20, 30, 35, 15, 10, 10, 40, 20, 25, 15, 15, 10, 20, 20, 30, 20, 15, 40, 40, 30, 50, 50, 30, 45, 20, 10, 30, 25, and 20. The above information can be presented in a frequency distribution table as follows. Age range from 10 to 50. Those that were age 10 were 6, 15, 5, 20, 9, 25, 5, 30, 6, 35, 1, 40, 5, 45, 1, 50, 2, total number 40. Advantage of frequency distribution. 1. It is used for further statistical calculation. 2. It gives a clearer picture of a given data at a glance. 3. It makes it easier to identify the much needed relationship between and or among data. Disadvantages. 1. It destroys much of the original details of the data. 2. It poses constructional difficulty if care is not taken, especially when the data are many. Class limit and class interval. Class interval is a group of elements that make up a class. It is a pair of numbers that constitute a class. Example: in a class of 20 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 20 to 25 represent the class interval. Also called the class width, it is the difference between the upper and lower class boundary of a class. The endpoints are called the class limits. Class boundaries are the endpoints of a class. Midpoint. This is a value which marks the center of every class interval. It is calculated by adding the lower class boundary and the upper class boundary and dividing the result by 2. Thus, 10.5 plus 20.5 divided by 2 will be equals to 31 divided by 2, which is 15.5. 20.5 plus 30.5 equals to 51 divided by 2, which is 25.5. Measures of location or central tendency. 1. Mean, also known as the arithmetic mean. It is a summation of all the values of a given distribution and dividing the result by the number of items in the distribution. Example: a class has 12 students. During lunch break, They all went out to eat in the school canteen. Each spent the following amount of money: 200 naira, 300 naira, 150, 100, 200, 50, 150, 200, 200, 200, 100, and 150. Find the mean amount spent. Solution. Mean is summation x over n. Hence, we have 50 plus 200 plus 150 plus 800 plus 600. The result will be 2,100 divided by 12, which will give us 170.5. Example 2. 25 economics students of a secondary school went to a farm to pick oranges. The number of oranges picked by each of them was recorded as follows: 5, 10, 9, 4, 6, 3, 6, 10, 3, 5, 7, 5, 7, 7, 3, 5, 4, 4, 8, 6, 6, 10, 3, 9, and 3. Find the mean of the number of oranges picked by each of them using a frequency table. Solution. Number of oranges picked, starting from the first one is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 4 students picked 3 oranges. 3 students picked 4 oranges. 5 students picked 5 oranges. 4 students picked 6 oranges. 3 students picked 7 oranges. 1 student picked 8. 2 students picked 9. And 3 picked 10. To get the mean, we now multiply the frequency by the number of oranges picked. The result is as follows. First, we have 12. That is 4 times 3, 12. 3 times 4, 12. 5 times 5, 25. 6 times 4, 24. 7 times 3, 21. 8 times 1, 3. 9 times 2, 18. 10 times 3, 30. Total, 150. Number of students, 25. To calculate the mean, we use this formula, summation fs over summation f. That gives us 150 by 25, which is 6. Advantages of mean. 1. It is the most acceptable way of measuring central tendency. 2. It is very effective for advanced statistical analysis. 3. It incorporates every value in the distribution. 4. It can be determined no matter the volume of data in the distribution. Disadvantages of mean. 1. It may not be necessary in determining some central tendencies. Example, highest goal scorer in a soccer tournament. 2. It may not be necessary if the determination of a middle number is required. 3. The use of mean may prevent the treatment of each data on its own merit. 4. The value is greatly affected by the extreme values in the data, median. The median of a distribution is a middle value when the observations are arranged in ascending order of magnitude, starting with either the smallest or largest items. The median, therefore, is a value of the middle number. Example, find the median of the following set of values: 2, 7, 5, 7, 8, 2, 9, 11, 12, 3, and 4. Solution. Step 1. Arrange the values of the data in order of magnitude. Thus, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 7, 8, 9, 11, and 12. There are 11 values in the distribution. The middle number is the 6th item, that is 7. When there are even numbers of values in a set, the 2 middle numbers are summed up and divided by 2. Example, the quantity of milk in cartons sold by 8 traders in a week was as follows: 6, 10, 5, 12, 20, 18, 20, 4. Find the median of the distribution. Solution. As usual, the values are arranged in order of magnitude. Thus, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 18, 20, and 20. The 2 middle values are 10 and 20. The median value would therefore be 10 plus 12 divided by 2, which is 22 divided by 2, 11. In an ungrouped ordered set of data, the median is the value of the n plus 1 divided by 2 items, where n is the number of observations in the discrete distribution. Note, the above formula applies strictly where n is odd, but where n is even, the formula gives an idea of the location of the 2 middle values. Advantages of median. 1. It is not influenced by extreme values. 2. It does not use all the values in a distribution. 3. It is not affected by irregular class size. 4. It can represent an actual value in a data. And 5. The median can be found from an OGIF, that is, a graph of cumulative frequency. Disadvantages of median. 1. It can be estimated from an OGIF only. 2. It may not be a representative of the group, especially when only a few items are available or when the distribution is irregular. 3. It is not useful in further statistical calculation. 4. For a large population, the arrangement of data in order of magnitude is not easy. It is therefore very difficult to find the median of such a population. Mode. The mode is the most frequently recurring number in any given data. From ungroup data, mode can be determined by mere inspection. Example 1. Find the mode of the following data: 5, 4, 8, 4, 5, 4, 7, 4, 8, 9, 4. The mode is 4 because it occurs most often in the distribution. Example 2. The quantity of orange in bags sold by 15 traders in a week was as follows: 10, 12, 13, 10, 11, 17, 18, 11, 15, 14, 11, 19, 11, 10, and 11. Find the mode. Solution. Prepare a frequency table. Thus, under column 1, we have number of oranges and then their frequency. 2 traders sold 10 bags of oranges. 5 traders sold 11 bags. 1 trader sold 12. 2 traders sold 13. 1 trader sold 14. 1 sold 15. Another sold 17. And 2 sold 18. From the above frequency table, the highest frequency is 5, and the number with the highest frequency is 11. Therefore, the mode is 11. Advantages of mode. 1. It is not affected by extreme values. 2. It is easy to obtain from an OGIF. 3. It can be estimated from an incomplete data. 4. It is easy to determine from a set of discrete data or from an ungrouped frequency table. Disadvantages of mode. 1. It does not take all the values in the distribution into consideration, and so it is not a truly representative figure. 2. It is difficult to determine with accuracy from a group data. 3. It does not lend itself to further mathematical manipulation. And 4. There can be more than one mode. That is, there can be bimodal or multimodal distribution. This presents a problem of which mode to use as a representative mode. Range. The range is the difference between the highest and the lowest value, that is for an ungrouped data, or the difference between the highest and the lowest class mark, that is for a group data. Example 1. Find the range from the following data: 20, 50, 80, 70, 60, 30, 40, 45. Solution. From the data above, the highest value is 80. The lowest value is 20. Therefore, the range is highest minus lowest value, which is equals to 80 minus 20, which is 60. Finding the range from a group data. To obtain the range of a set of group data, the lowest class boundary in the distribution should be subtracted from the highest class boundary. Example, determine the range from the following distribution: class mark or boundary: 0.5 to 10.5, 70.5 to 80.5. Solution. The highest class boundary is 70.5. The lowest class boundary is 0.5. Therefore, the range is 70.5 minus 0.5, which is equals to 70. Advantages of range. 1. It is useful for further statistical calculations. 2. It gives a rough estimate of the difference between the values to be handled. 3. It is simple to calculate. Disadvantages. 1. It does not consider all the values in the data. 2. It is not a reliable measure of variability because at times two groups of data may have the same range even though their true dispersion may be different. Mean deviation. The mean deviation is the absolute mean of all the deviation of the individual values of the data from the mean of the values. The absolute value of a number is a magnitude of the number when it is either positive or negative, though the negative is not considered. All deviations are considered to be positive. Symbolically, the absolute value is represented by two strokes. Example, the absolute value of minus 4 is written as stroke minus 4 stroke, and it is the same as 4.